Hello, everybody, and welcome to Noobs R Us GT3 Rookie Series Season 7, Race 5 at Zandvoort. I'm your host, Jeremy Cubbage. I will be alone in the booth tonight, and I just want to say we've got a minute left of practice, so you're just seeing some drivers out doing their last bit of practice laps. The race briefing has been completed. It will be a night race tonight, so looking forward to just full-on darkness with these cars on track. I will change my settings over so you guys can see a little bit better on stream. And yeah, it's going to be a good night. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Will in chat. Moto Beast, 14 minutes ago followed. Thank you for the follow. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to watch this race. We've got, in the AM split, we've got 26 drivers, a couple of new drivers. And then in the Pro-Am split and the Pro split, I believe they got like 20 drivers as well. So this is the penultimate race. Standings are important, so people are going to be fighting fairly hard. And then they go into the final race next week, which is a double points race at Nürburgring GP. So we're looking forward to that. 20 in Pro-Ams as well. Yep. So yeah, we got a good amount of people. That'd be 46 overall. Like I said, this is the AM split server, so it'll be only 26 in here, at least to start. Drivers are finishing their the practice laps. We're going to see that maybe another 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll get into qualifying. So how's everybody doing this evening? Go ahead and throw on an auto cam so we can watch some different people. We got Jeremy Knorr in his blue Aston and that 911 car. The heart of racing, it says on the side. Jeremy Knorr, currently 37.242. That's a pretty good time. I mean, we've got Pro-Ams doing that time as well, so good to see him doing it. He just pulled off the side of the road, moved on to Ziad Jalal. I think that's how you say it. I said it wrong last time. All right, we are in the dark. I'm going to go ahead and change those settings over now. These guys will be doing their outlaps, so hopefully we can see a little bit better in the dark. There we go, a little bit. Schmidt driving out on track, first one out. We've got some other drivers about to leave the pits now as well. I'm just going to leave it on auto cam for the outlap, and while they're doing that, let's go over the track info. We're at Circuit Zandvoort in Zandvoort, Netherlands. So the length is 4.3 kilometers roughly, about 2.64 miles. There's 14 turns. You can see a lot of those turns are very fast sweeping turns, especially through that between the first and second sector. And then down that back, you can see that where it opens up in turn 14. So get a lot of speed on that front straight. There's only 9 meters of elevation change. I believe all of that is all in, what's that turn up there? The top, turn 7. It's 9 meters, but it's steep. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. Get out of the interior view. We don't want that view. It's noisy. Last AM winner was from a Series B. It was Greg Landry in the Ferrari 296. He did a 137.125. We do have AMs that are putting down those times as well. Their current Noobs R Us lap record is Chase Jones in the Porsche 992, 135.570. Chase Jones will not be racing tonight, but he does partake in our time trials. So back to the track we go, as we see a couple of these drivers about to cross the start-finish line. Kevin Schmidt coming around the final corner, down the front straight now. Braking hard and heavy into turn 1. Got to be really patient through these corners here. It's going to be a nice cold track tonight. Slippy. If you get too aggressive on your throttle, you may end up slipping out. And I saw some of that during practice and people slipping and sliding. So hopefully we don't see it, but we may. Kevin going down the hill now. That's the 9 meter drop there, that hill right there. Turn 7. It climbs back up a little bit as well. My least favorite part of the track right here is turn 9. And then turn 10. Those two corners are just the worst for me. I'm terrible at them. So we'll see how these drivers do. I'm sure they're all going to be better than me. I might as well just be an AM driver as well. We got 17 minutes of qualifying. Kevin's about to finish his lap now, coming through the final sector, turn 12. That really hard hairpin, like a chicane hairpin almost. It's a really weird set of corners. We are likely going to see drivers come through turn 11 and then fly across the track through the exit of turn 12. Oh, there was a bonk right there on the way out. Oh my goodness. This is qualifying. It should not have happened that way. My goodness, he's going to return to the pit. So is Mr. Caesars. They're both just there. They are. That should not have happened. We do. Let's see who we got. 24 is about to cross the line. It's Metcalf crossing start finish line. He has put down a lap. It was invalid, so I'm not going to put down a valid lap. Let's see. We got Chan just put down a 40.5. Drew Freiberger just crossed the line, 38.5. Mike Cortez, 37.8. Jeremy Knorr did a 42.8. There's, oh my goodness gracious. Whew. Poor Caesar's just in the mix at this point. Got another car. There we go, 24. We had a guy returning to the pits, made me nervous. All right, Liggioso, I heard this guy's driving Mark Miller's livery, as we found out last race. Is representing this first place. Well, Mark would be proud. 37.4 right now for Mr. Liggioso. I just realized I didn't have the lap time spread on the screen, so I'm going to get that on there for you. There you go. You can see the splits between these drivers. Liggioso's nearly a whole car length ahead from second and third, and second and third are a car length and a half between fourth and fifth. But I'm sure those will close up as we go, as people's tires start to heat up and so on. So Liggioso getting into some traffic here. Got a lot of times put down. Mike Cortez holding that second place with a 37.8. Drew Freiberger coming through the penultimate corner now into the final corner. Missing the apex just a little bit all the way out. Cross the start finish line, 38. No improvement. We do have some improving times. Plunkett, as he's coming out of the second sector into the third as he comes around turn 10. He is stuck behind that Porsche. I believe that is not Dixon. I don't know who that is. Allenson? That is Allenson. Allenson has moved out of the way of Plunkett. Plunkett did lose time because of it, so no improvement for him right now. Drew Freiberger once again making a major improvement. Sparks are flying as he goes over that curb. Eric Bennett, 1 second improvement on his time. Current best time is a 39.3. That was his last lap as well. He is up a whole second on that time. He's coming out of Sector 2 now into Sector 3. You can see on that right side of the screen how the cars are starting to move closer and closer to each other. Bennett up a second and a half on his time as he comes out of turn 12 towards the penultimate corner. A second and a half improvement. That's going to be an awesome improvement. Doesn't want to lose any of that time through the final corner. Using all the track, getting a little bit slippy. It's not what you want to see. 1.3 seconds on the throttle, even with his delta on the way out. Moves from 14th up into 5th. Top 10 for Mr. Bennett, or top 5 for Mr. Bennett so far. Jeremy Knorr in second place coming through turn 12 now towards the final corner, or penultimate corner. 9/10 up on his time. 9/10. 37.7 was his time. He's going to be in the 36s with this. Here we go. Cross the start finish line now. Not going to be in 36. 37 flat for Jeremy Knorr. While we've been talking, Alan Mackey has put down a 37 flat as well. They're only separated by a couple hundredths of a second, a couple thousandths. Liggioso beating both their times out, going into first while behind another Ferrari I can't speak. McLaren, that is a Ferrari on track ahead of him. I thought they were in the same car for some reason. Me being dumb as usual. Liggioso 36.982. Do have some improving drivers. Justin Hauser up 6/10 on his time. See how he does as he goes around some invalid traffic. It looks like up 5/10. He's going really wide. Hopefully he's not invalid there. Up a half a second, moves him up from 10th into 5th place for Hauser. Top 5 for him now. They'll have a lot of improving times. Let's look way down in the bottom here at you got Ryan Chanley. 1.3 seconds up, crossing the start finish line now. 1.3 is going to be good. Is it going to be good enough to move up? into 20th. There we go. Kevin Willems, one of our newcomers, his brother's in the Pro-Am split, or maybe Pro split now. I don't know at this point. 1.2 seconds up for him, but he does have a BMW behind. He may feel obligated to give that position up to him. Driver behind. Yep, there he goes. He just gave it up. That's what we're going to see during the race, guys, and it's going to be dangerous. So just keep in mind that you are going to see that. So it's not something that we want to see, but it's just something that will happen. People miss their braking points, etc. So. All right, continuing with improvements. Plunkett's up a whole 1.3 seconds as he's coming through turn 12 now. Minutes left in qualifying. We're halfway through. A lot of time to improve for a lot of different drivers. There we go, coming out of the final corner. 1.3 seconds. This is going to be a great improvement from 15th up into 6th place for Mr. Plunkett. Good improvements all around. And while we've been talking, Alan Mackey has put down a 136.762, putting Ligioso in second. Now we're getting to the point where people's improvements, while they exist, are going to be within a second and not too much greater. I'm saying that as Wolf is now 7/10. He was almost a second up on his time. We'll have to see what happens as he comes towards the final corners now. There we go, gaining some time on the way out into the final corner. Down the front straight. Losing a little bit of time down the front straight. 39, going from 20th into 16th for Mr. Wolf. Good improvement. Got another driver with an improving time, Eric Metcalf. Hi, Eric. I know you're watching and listening. Speaking of watching and listening, I hope Drew is not, because Mr. Drew was listening and he told me he was listening to the stream. So Drew, you better mute if you're listening to me. Better mute that tab. You're going to frustrate yourself. All right, 9/10 up for Metcalf from 13th all the way up into 6th place. What an improvement. A lot of these drivers are making great improvements. It's not enough to put them in that top 3 range. Going to be really hard to get there. I just want to point out that Metcalf and Ziad Jalal are tied exactly the same time. Metcalf with a 37.1, Ziad 37.1. 0-0 for both. But Zia did it first, so it puts him in that position first. We got a new driver on track, Lukewarm Water. What a name. Lukewarm Water making an improvement on his time from 20th. See where he goes to. Half a second up. Great improvement down the hill there from turn 7 into turn 8. Now as he goes into turn 9, he's losing a little bit of time here, slowing down. Going to try and game that time back up as he goes through this back straight here out of turn 10. There he goes. He's gaining it. He's up 9/10 on his time. Had to lift a little bit on the way out, so he actually is losing a little bit, but 8/10 still. Let's see what happens as he goes into the braking zone. Turn 11. Able to gain some ground there, but he goes a little bit wide, causing a little bit of time loss. So just a little bit too early on the throttle caused that. So now he's actually lost a little bit of time. Only a half second up and losing as it comes through the final corner now. And down the front straight. Still an improvement. Is it going to be enough to move up from 19th into 17th? Mike Cortez. Mr. Cortez in a motion rig, guys. So if he gets bonked or anything, he feels it. He feels every one of these corners, everything. Obviously, motion rig, you're limited to gravity, so no more than 1G in any direction. But, you know, 1G sideways is quite a lot. There we go as he's coming through into the penultimate corner now. 6/10 up. Does have a car ahead of him, not close enough to really block him. Through the final corner now, gaining some time on the way through. Using all the track as necessary. 7/10 up. This is going to be a good improvement from 12th place into 7th. Top 10 for Mr. Cortez. We'd love to see it. Kevin Willems improving his time. Just in the first sector, he's 7/10 up. So you know he has it in him to do it. We saw last time we were watching him, he ended up going off track in turn 11. So we'll see Looks like he's still valid, losing some time because of it. He's still up technically on his time, but he lost 4/10 in that. Got to stay consistent. 6 minutes left in qualifying. Drivers are pushing hard as they can, trying to get as far up the grid as they can. 7/10 up again. Willems does have the room to improve. He does not need to give up this position. He shouldn't need to break it. Your normal spot here. There we go. Gaining some time. Hitting the apex. Good job. All the way to the inside. Up a whole second on his time. Massive improvements for Willems. A whole second up. Into the final corners now. Losing a little bit of time through the final corner. He is going to make an improvement of around 7/10. However, it's not going to be enough to move up in position. He still needs a whole nother second and a half-ish. See how we go. Yeah, 1.6 seconds to move up a position. Phil Dixon. Up 3/10 on their time. Got a lot of cars around him, though, so he's going to feel pressure. Even though he's not racing these guys right now, he's just qualifying. He's going to feel the pressure. These drivers around. Look at that exhaust glowing underneath that Porsche. Like you can see the entire muffler under there. Ready? Just glowing. Half a second up, coming through the final corner now, gaining even more time on the way out, using all the track as necessary. 6/10 up. It's going to be a great improvement from 19th all the way up into 14th for Phil Dixon. With that said, Mackey is out making another improvement on his time. He doesn't need to improve anymore. Just, you're fine. I mean, obviously you want to do better than everybody else that's still on track. Second and third are down on their times and not making really any improvements, but they are trying. They're fairly equal. Looks like Legioso just crossed start-finish line, so he's going to try. Allenson had a back and forth. Now we're at a point now where the improvements we're going to see are only a couple of tenths. Last 4 minutes of qualifying. Three tenths up for David Wolf. David Wolf, another new driver I haven't seen here before. Glad to see new drivers even this late in the game. A little bit of off-track action, losing the time that he gained throughout the whole lap. He still has the last 2 corners to make an improvement. We'll see how it goes. He is making a little bit of improvement. It is not going to be enough to move up, though. Oh, I say that. He actually might. He's going to move up into 16th. There he goes, into 16th, moving Jeremy Hayes down in that 17th position. Glenn Jacobs making a massive improvement. He just went up to 22nd from 25th. These top 3 drivers. It looks like Ligioso's happy with his position. He's going to sit in the pits. I said that. He's driving back out. He's got 3 minutes. He's going to try it again. Making some last-minute improvements. Allenson, through the first corner, gained 3/10. So if he can stay consistent through the rest of the lap, he can move up and overtake Ligioso. Have to see how he does in that beautiful pink Orca. Half a second up. This is what you love to see. A half a second is going to move him up into first if he can hold it. So making improvements. Losing a little bit of time through turn 9, though. Luckily, it's a short straight, so what time you lose is kind of negated as long as you can do a good job through turn 10. He's gaining time down the straight. Went really wide into the entryway through turn 10, so he was able to get a lot of speed. Into the braking zone now, up almost 6/10. Mackey's going to be sweating when he sees that time as he crosses the start-finish line ahead of him. Just another 10th. That's all we need, Allenson. That's it. It's going to be close, guys. Here we go, across the start-finish line. He's definitely going to overtake Ligioso. Is he going to overtake Mackey for first? He does. with a 36.410. Mackey 36.470. So only 0.05 of a second faster than Allenson. Mackey sitting in the pits, now upset about it. Allenson says, "I'm done. That's good enough for me." Bennett says, "Can I catch up?" Going through the first turn, this will be his final attempt to improve his time, but he needs to make up 0.3 to try and overtake either one of those two in first. We got a lot of drivers in the pits now, happy with their positioning. A couple of drivers still making improvements on their time. Kevin Schmidt is one of them, just ahead of Bennett on track. Let's see, as it go down the hill, you can see Bennett's headlights. We'll be able to see his tail lights for a split second there. Yep, flash right across the screen. He's slipping a little bit as they go through turn 9. Schmidt does not want to lose any time, nor does he want to hold up Bennett. Bennett is up 0.2 seconds, losing a little bit of that. Schmidt losing his time now as he goes into the weirdest hairpin, in my opinion, on all tracks. It's just such a weird place for it. Here we go through the penultimate corner. Slipping, sliding. He's not going to gain any time because of that. He's actually going to be down on his time. No improvement for Schmidt. Bennett right behind, lost his time and is equal to his fastest lap. So no improvement for him. He will start in third. We have a couple other cars still out on track, trying to make improvements. What do we got down here? Charles Apgar and Mike Cook. Mike Cook, I'm showing, is 2 seconds down, so it looks like he's just getting a last little bit of practice in. Apgar, 0.5. He can still make an improvement. Into the braking zone, gains a little bit of time. It is not enough. He's got to really pull something out. Thin air, here we go. Nope, he's losing his time down this straight. There's going to be no chance at this point, I don't think. Flipping on the way out. A whole second slower than normal. Mike Cook, as I was talking... Oh, never mind. He was pulling off the side of the road, so we're good there. Ziad coming through the final corner now. Equal with his fastest lap time. Mike Cortez, 2 seconds slower. Or not 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds. I said that incorrectly. I'm sorry. And then Isan Gak come around the final corner now. And that will conclude our qualifying. We will wait for these drivers to get out on grid. There they go. I got to make sure I hit the drive button as well, so you guys can see everything. I will look down the grid at our drivers, see if I can get you a decent view from where we're at here. Helicam maybe. Ooh, this one might be okay. We might see some. Yeah, okay. Let's run this one. This will be all right. I'll do our grid lineup. In first place in the pink Porca, Joe Allenson. In second is Alan Mackey in the. I believe that's a fairly default livery. I'm not sure. I'm bad at liveries. Garrick Bennett in the Wreckham Race Team Ferrari. Joe Ligioso in the Felsia Racing 99, even though he's 951 McLaren. Dustin Hauser in 5th, rounding out your top 5. Jeremy Knorr in 6th. Ziad Jalal in 7th. Eric Metcalf in 8th, representing Wreckham Race Team. Mike Cortez representing Noobs R Us in 9th. And top 10 is Kevin Schmidt in the Ferrari 296. In 11th, we got Tyler Plunkett. Right behind him, Drew Freiberger. In 13th, we can't see him. He's not showing up, is Nick Caesar. Showing him in the pits. Something weird going on with that. 14th is Jeremy Hayes. Isan Gak in 15th. Phil Dixon in 16th. David Wolf, 17th. Glenn Jacobs, the Wreckham Race Team principal, in 18th. Ryan Brooks in 19th. Luke Warmwater, new driver here, in 20th. Chris Capps in 21st. Mike Cook, Wreckham Race Team as well, 22nd. Christopher Chan in 23rd. Ryan Chanley in 24th. Charles Apgar in 25th. Kevin Willems in 26th. Last and certainly not least, Alex Londar in 27th. These drivers will begin their outlap here shortly. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for your support. Will is filling in and saying he got P2, qualified 0.5 seconds behind Zach. Zach in the pro split is a wild card, so technically Will be starting in first, but we don't need to talk about that out loud and boost his ego, you know what I'm saying? So let's get the qualifying lap time spread off. You are not going to need that. Drivers are starting up their cars now. You're going to see their lights starting to come on. And then they will do their outlap. We do have one driver that's not showing online. I don't know what happened. P13, Nick Caesar. So that is going to mess with the way I see things, the way you see things on screen for at least a lap or two. Unless he rejoins. This is a night race. I do have the stream set up to where you can see fairly well. I could probably change it to where you can see what they see. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that now so you guys can kind of get an idea of what these guys are seeing here. And this is the way that they're seeing. Let's go on board with P1. Nice and dark. But we are going to change it so that the viewer can see things. As we want you guys to enjoy. With that said, I'm going to run a 2-minute ad so we don't get interrupted during the race. If you don't want to see the ads anymore, please feel free to use your Bezos Bucks, your Prime sub. That way you don't have to spend any money and you don't have to see our ads. But we will run this so we don't get interrupted. Those of you that are subscribed to us, thank you for continuing to support us. Thank you for being here. I'm going to grab a soda and I will be right back. I have returned with a vanilla Coke. Not sponsored, by the way. Delicious. I'm working with Streamlabs. That's who we do our overlays. I'm working with them to get some of their overlays working with ACC, and hopefully we'll see some more information on screen. I don't know what or when, but there's one thing, the Delta, I would like to see that on screen. Unfortunately, it's not showing. So it shows their current, but it doesn't show their personal best or their predicted or anything, and I want to see that. So, but yeah, they said they would work on it. The drivers are starting to go side by side now. 27 drivers on track, 2 30-minute races, no pit stops required. Turn off this music so we can focus on racing, shall we? And welcome back. The ad is completed. The drivers are coming through the final corner now, side by side, about to start off the race. First race of the night, like I said, 2 30-minute races, no pit stops required. It will be nice and dark the entire time with cooling temperatures.
Green light, give it all you can.
We are green at Zandvoort. Joe Allenson leading. Go to this helicam. This is not going to be a good camera here, I don't think. Ooh, car off track back there. It's a Mercedes. See what happens through this corner. We got a car off track down there as well. It's a Wreckham Race Team car. A lot of stuff going on near the back. Drivers were feeling confident about the size of the track. We got somebody spinning, recovering another driver off track. They were talking about there's more space on this track to get around each other, but in my experience, this is one of the most difficult tracks to try and get a pass on just because of how narrow it is. Can't really do any three wides, nothing like that. There you go, sending it down in there. What was that, Glenn Jacobs we're watching? No, it isn't. Jeremy Norris what we're watching there for just a moment. Everybody in the top. We got some side-by-sides going on. Oh, no, we don't. I've got an issue. Hang on. We've got an issue here, guys. I've got to leave and rejoin. So I'm going to leave the server and rejoin. Unfortunately, my race control has stopped working. It did that last week. I think I know the way to fix it this week, for next week. So hopefully we don't see that again. So sorry about that, everybody. We're going to leave and rejoin. And hopefully everything will be working.
Green light. Go, go, go.
I don't think it worked for me. So I am going to apologize in advance. Once again, it's 2 weeks in a row that this has happened. It hasn't happened before, though. Oh, race controls back. Blank. Let's go back to drive. And there we go. I think we're back in and everything should be good. You guys should see information up on screen. Once again, I apologize for that. Thank you for your patience. Back to the race we go. We do have some drivers going side by side here. Wolf side by side with Chan. They go through the first corner now. So be careful of those curves. Chan go wide. There we go. He hit the inside curb. He ends up hitting Chan himself and ends up on the inside in a dangerous place. Wolf now has to try and rejoin safely. Metcalf side by side up the hill with Schmidt. It looks like actually Schmidt's gonna get away here, or Nor's gonna get away, and Schmidt's behind. Down the hill they go towards turn 8. Schmidt's gonna try and run away here. Metcalf now has to worry about. I'm sorry, Nor's gonna run away. Metcalf has to worry about Schmidt behind. Sorry, I'm doing really bad with the commentary tonight. I apologize. There's some opportunities for overtakes. Every time I go to look at one, they end up falling apart. So then Jacobs trying to put some pressure on Ishan Gak. Gets a little bit slippy and falls off. Mike Cortez right behind Ziad Jalal into turn 11. A lot of racing going on in these first 2 laps, everybody. There we go. People starting to fall off a little bit. Top 4 drivers are still within a second of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they have run away. They have a 3-second gap. You can see that how huge that gap is to the drivers in 5th and so on. You see some overtaking opportunities coming. Let's see. Drew Freiberger sending it in. Getting an overtake done on Jeremy Hayes. Great overtake by Drew. We got a yellow flag up here. Let's see what happened. He's off track, it looks like, through turn 2. So he comes out of turn 1, side by side with another driver. Gonna go too tight on the inside. It's not. Oh, yep, just a little bit. Oh, my goodness gracious. That was a huge bonk. It looks like he's returned to the pits and says, that's enough for me for a moment. These drivers do have another race. We got another possible overtake opportunity going on for this 13th place. Through turn 8. Equantrius. Is that how you say that? Hello. Thank you for joining us. Equantrius. That's a name there. A cool one. Drivers are starting to split up a little bit. Oh my goodness. It looks like Isan just kind of spun himself out. It is going to be a little bit more slippy tonight. We were talking about that with these cool temperatures. These guys are going to be too heavy on the gas and end up slipping. Oh, we got something going on. We got a big bonk going on. I want to see what happened here. Metcalf and looks like Nor just missed his braking point and turned right into him almost. Looks like he was waiting for him to go though. That's unfortunate. Ryan Chanley sending it to the inside of the hairpin turn 12. And then overtake done. Wolf capitalizing as well. Londar has fallen off because of that. Good overtakes. First and second still battling. Over the hill they go on their 4th lap. They've got roughly 19 laps to complete, 24 more minutes. We got some drivers in the pits, it looks like, fixing up the damage that they had received. I want to go back to these two in first and second. We got Mackey right on the tail of Allenson. These two drivers extremely fast. There we go. You can see Allenson in that Porsche is just starting to pull away a little bit. You can see in the back there, Ligioso, right on the tail of Bennett. He's actually looking to the inside for a possible overtake into turn 11 as he backs out of it as he gets up closer to that braking zone. Goes over the curb almost too much. It allows him to stay right on the tail. There he goes, side-by-side action on the way out. Ligioso thinking better of taking his nose into the penultimate corner. Absolutely could have done it. Instead, he's going to try and get the draft and get a run down this front straight. Coming out of the final corner now. Down the front straight they go. Not able to catch up enough to do an attempt an overtake. Moving to the back, we've got some passing going on. Looks like Wolf just overtook Shanley in that Camel Turkish Royal 67 Aston. But Shanley's not going to give up. He wants that position back. Oh my goodness, we see a Mustang off ahead. Charles Apgar is who that was. Looks like it was mostly self-induced. These guys don't want to think about it. They just want to keep going on and race, though. We had a couple tonkin' bonkin' so far in the first 8 minutes of the race. A lot of pressure being put onto Wolf up here, though. Through the Ziggies and the Zaggies. You can see how much pressure he's putting on. Wolf is not backing down. Shanley a little bit wide through there. He's too early on the gas. It's going to cause him to lose a little bit of time. This is a weird zigzag area. You can stay flat out through most of it. So you get up here over turn 6, this right-hander, and you brake really hard and heavy to go down the hill. All the way out. You can use all of that curb there. Now he's starting to fall off a bit. We got a Jeremy Knorr right on the tail of Ryan Brooks. Looks like he fell off just a little bit through the hairpin of turn 10. Gaining that time back, actually, as we go. Let's see if he pokes his nose in. Is he going to do it? He's not. Going to follow him into the hairpin of turn 12. That V8 Aston has the power to get around this McLaren. Just a matter of putting the foot down at the right point through your corners so you don't slip, but you still optimize the amount of speed you get on the way out. Knorr losing a little bit of time to Brooks ahead. Gonna try and gain it into the braking zones. Doesn't look like it's actually fallen off just a little bit here and there. Want to move back up to the leaders, but just a moment, Brooks went off. It looks like that was mostly self-induced. Lost a couple positions before, for that. Isan. We saw him go into the pits early on, but now he's coming up. Woolam's off track rejoining. That was almost dangerous. Isan trying to run away from Jalal. Both these drivers down from where they qualified. But Jalal is down 9 positions, whereas Isan's only down 1. So we may see an overtake opportunity here in the next couple of moments. There he goes. He goes wide, allowing Ziad to catch up a little bit as they go into turn 2. Hairpin number 1, turn 3. Got to be so patient. We got a yellow flag with Hauser. Oh my goodness, what happened back here? Hauser looks like he just went too narrow in the dirt and then too wide on the exit. That's all it was, self-induced. That's unfortunate. Replay is going to be ending. He is still backwards on the track after that replay, after that spin. But he is still trying to recover. Got so many cars coming, he doesn't know when to flip it around. Right now is your time, dude. Go. He's not doing it. There he goes. He's thinking about it. Sees some lights and go. There you go. Way to flip it around, Mr. Hauser. Go on, keep going. Glenn Jacobs putting some pressure on Jeremy Hayes ahead. Glenn is up 13 positions from where he qualified in 11th currently, so he's able to capitalize on some mistakes and get some overtakes completed. Putting some pressure on Hayes ahead. Hayes is down 6 positions from where he qualified, so you know Hayes has the ability. Ooh, get some slippage going up the hill over turn 6 there. Into turn 7. Glenn's able to keep it on track. Losing a little bit of time, but losing a little bit of time and regaining it's better than dying and being multiple positions behind. So Mackey putting some pressure on Allenson way up in the front. Allenson has not had a break since the start of the race. I don't know why it's showing Mackey up 12 positions. Oh, you know what it is? These aren't accurate positions. I apologize for that. Those positions on the left side are not accurate. This is from when we rejoined, so it's because of that leave and rejoin that I had to do. So those in the left side are not accurate. I'm going to go ahead and remove those, actually, matter of fact. So that, actually, you know what? I'm not going to touch it, because if I do, it's going to screw something else up. I'm not going to do it. We'll just leave it. Those position changes that you see between the interval and the car type are inaccurate. So the battles have started to fall apart a little bit. Most of the drivers are with outside of a second from each other. Some people trying to close the gap. Some people trying to pull away. Right now, the closest battle, this is between first and second, and it looks like third and fourth. But third and fourth are a good 5 seconds off of these two lead drivers. Oop, I say that too soon. Metcalf has caught up to Jeremy Knorr. We're approximately almost halfway through the race. We're on lap 8 out of about 17. Metcalf trying to gain that ground back up. Do an onboard with Metcalf, shall we? Maybe we'll do that this next lap. Have to see. Glenn Jacobs slipping and sliding. We caught that at the perfect time. Another car goes right on the inside. Good job holding your brakes there, Glenn. I'm going to move back to Metcalf. Metcalf going to the inside through turn 9. But he's got turn 10 coming up, so he's going to be on the outside for that. Just got to get the better run on the exit. Looks like he's got much more narrow on that inside line. He gets around him. Easy peasy. Metcalf was able to complete that overtake doing a switcheroo, if you want to call it that. And has now got on the tail of Caps. Within that slipstream range, we got a train of 4 cars. Let's go to, I want to go to Jeremy Knorr, and we'll do an onboard with him. I want to see all 4 of these cars in action. Once again, this is not what the drivers are seeing. It is a lot brighter than what they see. It has only been brightened so that you can see it on stream. Braking hard and heavy, all 4 of these cars in trail. You can see a little bit of slipping from that BMW ahead. Brakes a little bit late. It's okay though, it's a very short straight, so he can just make up for it into the braking zone. Be patient on your throttle. Use the whole track on the way out. Looks like they're missing that exit. Down the hill and then back up they're going to go. They stay flat out through all of this. A little bit of braking over the top of the hill. Ooh, you can see that BMW going wide. Knorr's going to try and capitalize on it and gain that ground on Metcalf ahead. Another one of those corners where you want to be patient on your throttle or you're going to end up off track. A lot of pressure from Knorr onto Metcalf and Metcalf on the Caps ahead. All 3 of these drivers sweating. Not as early on the throttle as those 2 drivers ahead. He's going to start falling off a little bit on this back straight into turn 11. He's going to try and make up by braking a little bit later, and it looks like he's able to, but he spins. He is now out of contention for that 13th place. Spinning again. He's got plenty of time to turn around. He just needs to do it. Oh, not anymore. Now he does. Not anymore. Jeremy Knorr's got to spin himself around. The second blue car we've seen backwards. Metcalf says, okay, pressure behind's gone. I'm going to go ahead and put the pressure on the driver ahead. There he goes, sending it to the inside, turn 1. Able to make it stick. What an overtake there. Looks like he's going to kind of pull away. Now he has his teammate and friend Glenn Jacobs ahead of him. Just outside of slipstream range, you can see that red and yellow Wreckham Race team. Lexus just ahead. Metcalf trying to gain that ground as much as he can. There he goes. He's within slipstream range. These guys are racing. They may be on a team, but they are racing. They might chat with each other, and Glenn may let him overtake, or he may not. He may go defensive. This is such a hard track to overtake on, and you almost don't need to go defensive on this track just because of the layout of the track itself. Coming out of turn 10 now. Glenn going to hold that position still. They go through turn 11 and the hairpin of turn 12. Metcalf closing that ground. Glenn Jacobs not going to go defensive, like I said. Into turn 13 now. Glenn wide, letting Metcalf pass. Getting that overtake completed. And the battle is more or less over between these teammates. Back up to the front. Mackey is still chasing down Allenson. These two drivers have been racing the entire race so far. We have 12 minutes left. That means they've been racing for, what, 18 minutes? Just constant pressure from each other. Just see what happens as they go leaving the third sector into the second now towards turn 11. Mackey's still trying to gain that ground. I feel like every time he's gotten up close, he ends up back off. You can see how close in behind he's able to get through turn 12 and then loses it a little bit through the straights. Ooh, he's right on his tail now. He's in some dirty air though, so it's going to be hard to keep that pressure. Gaining that ground now. You can see the defensiveness from Joe Allenson ahead. Staying on that inside line. Trying to keep Mackey from attempting an overtake. Good amount of racecraft from these two AM drivers. Ooh, look how much pressure he is putting on him with that McLaren. Down the Ziggy Zaggies, turn 4, turn 5, and 6. I like to call them Ziggy Zaggies. Allenson running away a little bit. Over the hill now, towards turn 7, got to brake nice and hard down the hill here. Neither of these drivers making any mistakes. Not allowing anybody to catch up. Until Mackey's tasting that podium position. Or rather, that first place position at the end of the race. He is on podium right now. I'm a dumb. There we go. Pressure's on again. Once again, this is where Mackey catches up to Allenson. Seems to be able to get right on his tail in this third sector. The first sector he's able to stay there, and third sector he ends up losing him. So, or rather, the second sector is where he ends up losing him. So, I have to see. Losing a little bit of time, but he is going to be in slipstream. Go back to the helicam as we go down the front straight. We'll see if he's able to gain any ground here. A little bit, but it's not going to be enough for a send. You can see Allenson doesn't need to even be defensive here. Into turn 1. These two drivers doing a great job keeping their head down. Not letting anything bother them. Let's see what's going on here. We got the Jeremy Knorr 7 seconds ahead. We do have a back marker coming up in a couple of laps, which is going to affect the racing between these two drivers. It'll likely be that the back marker lets both these drivers through, but if for some reason one of them gets held up, that could be an advantage for one or the other. A lot of good battling, a lot of good pressure. Thing is we're in Mackey's position. While he may be putting pressure onto Allenson, he has that pressure as well, having Allenson ahead of him because he doesn't want to make a mistake and let Allenson run away and get outside that slipstream. We got a battle going on between Metcalf and Jeremy Hayes again. I feel like we've seen this a couple of times this race. Up and over the hill they go. He's right on his tail as they're going into turn 7 now. Closing that gap. You can see him slipping around in that BMW. These cold temperatures on this track. We're going to be moving back to Mackey in just a moment. I want to see how this battle goes. A little bit wide there into turn 9. Metcalf's strong point right here, I believe, is turn 10. Ends up getting a pretty good run on the way out. Not going to be enough to go for an overtake, though. Closing the gap just a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Jeremy Hayes just cut that corner for just a moment. Now he's wide. Slow down the straight. Luckily, this next corner comes quickly. Even though Metcalf's going to close that gap a little bit, it's not going to be enough for an overtake. See how he does through the final corner. Got to be early on the gas. The quicker you are on the gas, the better. You can see Hayes was just a little bit too narrow there, meaning he's probably got a little bit less speed. Metcalf still has Glenn to worry about behind as well. Goes to the inside, just sends it. Overtake complete. Oh my goodness! Glenn Jacobs tried to follow. I want to back this up and see what happened here from the helicam view. He was well behind here. See what happened. Inside. Oh yeah. Hayes was just wide. Glenn tried to follow and missed his breaking point. That was a bad place for both drivers. Also, hi Nico. Nico in chat. Hayes now has to worry about Caps behind. That was unfortunate. Mackey is still putting on this pressure for this first place. They have been racing the entire race. Can't get over how much pressure these two drivers have to be under. Luckily, the cooler track's going to keep the tire wear down. So they can push a little bit harder, but adversely, it's a cool track, so your tires will end up slipping more anyways. No gains really by Mackey here. Both these guys on pace with each other. Ligioso putting that pressure on Bennett for third. He wants that podium position. There's going to be two different races for two podiums here. We'll have to see what happens. Ligioso going a little bit wide into the entry of turn 3. Luckily, it doesn't really affect him too much. Matter of fact, it may have been to his benefit as he's gaining time down the hill through turn 4 and turn 5 now. He's right on Bennett's tail. Trying to gain a little bit of ground. It looks like he's going to lose a little bit of time there. Not quite early enough on the throttle to keep up with Bennett. The battles have all kind of separated at this point. We do still have our full grid of, well, I take that back. We've got, looks like 23 drivers on track right now. But some of the drivers that are in the pits, they may rejoin for next race. We got a yellow flag from Plunkett. Looked like he was alone. I kind of want to see what happened here. Yeah, it just went wide. Too much throttle application while he was doing it. Plunkett trying to regain his ground and get moving again. Mackey, all we've been watching is just outside of slipstream with Allenson ahead. Allenson thankful for this room to breathe as they go into the final 5 minutes of tonight's race. Not a lot going on, you guys. Just constant pressure. He's gaining that ground back. Ligioso still putting the pressure on Bennett. And then way down mid-pack, we got Wolf putting some pressure on Brooks. And it looks like we got Willems ahead of these two as a back marker. So Willems has been involved in everything tonight. See Brooks putting that pressure on Willems to get out of his way and try and put that one-car space between him and Wolf behind. Have to see what happens in these next couple corners. Kevin Willems going to stay on the outside of the track. Brooks to the inside. Wolf following right in trail. Wolf going to go for the overtake. Backs out, thinks better of it. He absolutely should have done it, but he didn't want to do it. But with that said, that sent Brooks fairly wide, so he's not going to lose a lot of time because of it. The pressure is still on. Oh, I say that, and now he starts slipping. Luckily, it was on a short straight. Doesn't lose a lot of time because of it. He's outside that slipstream range now. Brooks is going to try and run away. Caps and Hayes still racing for this 12th place position. Hayes has been involved in a couple of balks. I believe Hayes was the one that got hit by Glenn Jacobs early on. Mackey still pressuring Allenson. The entire race, from beginning to end. I can't imagine being in that position with somebody on pace with you the entire race and you're racing for first. Like, how you must be feeling, you know what I'm saying? Now, if Nico was behind me, I'd be okay, because I'd be in the Mustang and he'd be in something slower down the straight, so I'd have the advantage. I wouldn't have to be defensive or anything, because I'd just run away on the straights. Nico would get mad. I understand. I get it. And people laugh at the thought of me being in a podium position. Ooh, closing that gap up through turn 8. Got a good entry into turn 9. He's right on his tail. Got to get the better exit here on this straight. Doesn't look like he will. These two drivers continuing to go at it. Metcalf and Freiberger switching positions for that top 10. It may have been team orders there. Wolf still trying to pressure Brooks. And Caps pressuring Jeremy Hayes. The battle to watch, I believe, you guys, is going to be for these top 4 positions. Yeah, Ligioso's doing. He's fallen off a little bit to Bennett ahead. Still within that slipstream. Mackey. They are coming up to some back markers at this point. Carl Zapgar ahead, going wide, staying wide, giving him the positions. Mackey's going to just be there and not allowing a back marker to get between them. You don't want to be in that position. You want to stay as close behind your competitor as you can. We got a yellow flag from Kevin Schmidt. Looks like he was alone for that yellow flag. Moving back, I want to continue watching this battle for this first place position here. These drivers go up the hill and then back down through turn 6. Him poking his nose in anywhere he can. He is right on his tail. This is where Mackey has started to gain ground on Allenson, is through turn 7 and 8. Now all he needs to do is optimize his turn 10 so he can get a run on a straight here. We're losing that time on the straight. Battling for third, Ligioso trying to catch Bennett. They're going towards turn 11 now. These two are the same distance behind as Mackey and Allenson are for that first place position. They are constantly on each other's tail. First through fourth have been battling the entire race. It's getting wild. Final 30 seconds of the race. We are going to have...
Final lap now.
This will be the final lap. Mackey's got to put all the pressure on if he wants to get that first place position. This roughly 18 lap race has turned into 19 laps. I hope drivers brought some extra fuel. He's trying to put his nose in anywhere that he can. Up the hill they go. Get an onboard for the rest of this lap. Watch these two drivers come through. Mackey's fallen off just a little bit. Able to gain the ground down up that hill and then back down. Like I said, this is where he ends up doing really good. And then through turn 10 is where he ends up losing. It's a very short place to gain that ground. Ooh! Allenson got a little bit wide through turn 9. Into turn 10 they go. You can see Mackey trying to get that better entry. He's earlier on the throttle and the draft. Not going to be enough for turn 11. We got a tiny straight coming up. He doesn't want to hit his competitor. He just did. Both these drivers kind of flustered. 2 more corners to go. Allenson looks like he is going to take that P1. Ooh, Mackey slipping. That pressure just getting to him on the final lap. Allenson coming across in first place. Mackey in trail for second. With that said, the battle's still going for third. Bennett and Legioso, third and fourth. Good job from those 4 drivers constantly battling the entire race. Still have some more drivers out on track. Mike Cortez crossing the line in 6th, 7th. Bennett coming through the final corner now. Plunkett in 8th. 9th place will be Metcalf off track. Oh my goodness gracious. His teammate Drew Freiberger behind in 10th. Glenn Jacobs coming around the final corner now in 11th. And that will be the top 11 drivers. We do still have another little battle going on for 18th, it looks like, or 17th. Mike Cook and Londard. Am I seeing that right? No. Yes, I am. They are side by side. I just didn't see him for a second. Looks like Londard's got to conserve fuel or something. He's really slow. Good job, Allenson, Mackey, and Bennett for your podium positions. We're going to move over to the Pro-Am and Pro Split, everybody. That was a really good race. There was some bonks, don't get me wrong, but that was a really good race. Looks like they have just finished their race as well. I'm taking a screenshot, although I don't think that is the correct lineup for the finish of race 1 for these guys. We'll have to see. Driver shout out to Chris Greider. I don't think Chris has raced with us in forever. Figgins saying, podium, baby. Figgins in first, Casaboon in second, and Schneider in third. Is that correct? Good job, Mr. Figgins. We're just waiting for the server to move on. Jackson second. Got it. Okay, so I'm seeing some weirdness from just joining in the server. Oh, yeah, so, and then James is in third, huh? And then Dwyer in fourth. Within a second of you the entire race. That's got to be some pressure there, too. Thank you guys for your patience as we wait for the server to move through into the next session. It could have just been because I joined. With that said, I'm going to reload my race control because it is starting to get laggy. Let me do that. Really chill music here, guys. No change or anything yet that we've seen yet on screen, so I have to wait. Hopefully that didn't screw anything up. It may have, though. Who knows? It was killer, he says. While we're here, I'm going to quickly go over the track info once again. For those of you that joined halfway through, we're at Circuit Zandvoort tonight. This will be the second of 2 30-minute races. Length is roughly 4.3 kilometers-ish, 2.7 miles around there, 14 turns. A lot of those turns are fast sweeping corners. The last AM winner on this track we just saw last race, but the last AM winner prior to tonight was Greg Landry. NRU lap record is Chase Jones in the Porsche 992 with a 35.5. I don't know if we're going to see that in tonight's race. With that said, let's go down our driver lineup for the pros. A little bit darker, you can see now. Starting off in first is Zach Schneider. and Will Figgins in second. Nicholas Dwyer in third. Russell Harrell in fourth. Running out top 5, Nick Kanya. Austin Gerber in sixth. Carl Banning in seventh. Jake Willems in eighth. James Casaboon in ninth. And the top 10 is Aguedo Martinez. Tony Danzig in 11th. Shane Dodger in 12th. Simon Tonkin Bonkin himself in 13th. Will No in 14th. Casey Swanseeger in 15th. Rolando Ramos. Ramos in 16th. Douglas Furnish shouting out his boy Chris Greider, who's not racing tonight, in 17th. Devin Anthony in 18th. Wes Jones in 19th. Last but not least, Emmanuel Ramirez. Will Figgins asking for an onboard with himself, but we will get that here shortly. These drivers will be jumping out on track in just a moment. While they do that, while we're waiting for that, we're going to run an ad, and I will be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. I am back. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for the subs. We got some flashing lights up there in the lead drivers. And mid-pack. Guys like to flash their lights. The drivers are starting their outlap. You know what, Will? We're going to do your onboard during the outlap. That's what we're going to do. There you go. This is your lap, Will. Drag those brakes. Yeah. Get them. Drag them. I'm waiting for him to just slip and fall into the side. Hopefully we don't see a Tonkin Bonkin from Figgins. He is contending for first place. He won last race, so we'll see how that went. Hopefully he gets another podium tonight in race 2. Have to see how that goes. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pros in the Platinums. One of those, Zach Schneider, is a wild card, not contending for points. The Pro-Ams, we've got Nicholas Dwyer in 3rd, Banning in 7th, and it looks like he's off track. Something happened to him. So hopefully he recovers and gets going. Martinez, all the way up in 10th. It was showing him in last. Oh, no, that was Ramirez. Oh, he's in 3rd overall. And now that's going to change because Banning is crashed. I don't know what happened, but now Banning is in the pits. It looks like almost like he had an issue with his controller or something. Oh. Drivers are going nice and slow, still dragging their brakes through turn 8. Those pretty purpley pink lights. They are purple, but with the nighttime lighting that you guys see, you're seeing more pink, but nice and pretty either way. Into the 3rd sector they go. Oh, we see somebody off. Who was that? Will Figgins, just like I said, Mr. Will. Killing yourself on the outlap. Didn't expect that, did we? All right, the drivers are going side by side. Noah's Ark formation as they come through the penultimate corner now. There's 26 racers, but streams showing only 20. We are in the pro split right now. So the AM split has 26. We're in pro split, different server. We're on race 2 watching the pros and pro AMs. We have only 20. One of them last place. Unfortunately, Carl Banning is in the pits. So, also hello, Project Panda 96. Through the final corner they go. About to see what happens. Try and watch some of this into the first corner. See what happens. Music is turning off now.
Green light. Go, go, go.
We are green. Race to pro and pro am split. 30 minutes. No pit stop. Some zigzagging going on. Ooh, possible 3-wide situation going on. There's a bonk. 132's hit. 404's off. Oh, lots of yellow flags. Not what we want to see from pros and pro-ams. Like Devin Anthony's in the mix here too. That was wild. Hopefully they're able to recover and continue on. Usually these early on bonks, you're able to catch back up to your competitors. Lots of pressure from everybody at this point. Gerber touching butts with that Mustang. Luckily, all of them survive. Got another Mustang right behind him, Nick Kanya. That was really close. Casey Swanseeger. Looks like he has Tonkin next to him. Tonkin's going wide there, but now they're going to turn 10. Tonkin's going to stay on the inside. Casey giving a lot of space. Going to allow Ramirez to get up alongside him, it looks like. Maybe just for a moment. Nope, not going to happen. He's going to be on this inside line thinking about an offensive overtake. You can see that damage on both the front and rear of Casey's car already. Lap 1. Not what you want to see, guys. With that said, Will Figgins trying to catch up to Zach Schneider. Cross the start-finish line. Lap 1. Schneider and Figgins first and second. Harrell in third. More or less alone here. Dwyer in fourth with a train of about 7 cars behind him all the way. It looks like 6, yeah, maybe 7 cars between 10th and 11th. Dwyer's got to think about all of these cars behind him and try and get away. Gerber's going to keep that pressure on him. Hopefully we don't see a repeat of the last lap as these drivers approach turn 7, where Gerber almost rear-ended Dwyer. Up the hill they go. And then back down. No bonking this time. A lot of pressure being put on. Kanye now has to also try and see if he can capitalize on a potential overtake that Gerber may put on Dwyer. Dwyer doesn't want any of it. He wants to hold that first place position for that silver split. He wants to just stay ahead as best as he can. Kind of relaxing into positions here. Looks like Casaboon has a potential overtake. He's not going to go for it. Everybody just kind of relaxing into their places. Figgins in second, now 1.3 seconds off of Schneider, not able to keep up. We'll see if he can close that gap as the race continues on. Ooh, Kanya slipping and sliding. We're going to change camera views here, and I want to see what happened. Like he's going through the penultimate corner here. Apex, too much exit. Nope, just too early on the throttle causes him to slip. Unfortunate. Luckily, he was able to get away more or less scot-free. I say that as we come back live with other drivers off track. My goodness gracious, Tony Danzig in the mix of all of this. Tony hitting another driver. Tony has hit, I think he's hit like 3 or 4 drivers tonight. My goodness. Will No is now backwards on track. My goodness. Hopefully he's able to recover from that. With that said, Will Figgins has gained some ground back on Schneider. and is trying to get back in that slipstream range. Really, really pushing. Going extremely wide, slipping a little bit on the way out. Going to lose it. Gerber has Dwyer still right in front of him, but he's on his tail, fighting for that 4th place. He wants to get around him and start fighting for that top 3. Ooh, closes in so much. It's just a nerve-wracking thing to see after coming from the AM race into the pro race, how much closer these guys are willing to get to each other. That's why you end up seeing them bonk more often, get into accidents. Casey Swanseeger putting pressure on his teammate Devin Anthony ahead for 13th. Devin able to run away a little bit as Casey Swanseeger slips on the way through turn 14. Still a fairly good train of cars all the way through. Wes Jones going to attempt an overtake on Casey Swanseeger into turn 1. He thinks better of it, backs out. Pro-Ams are playing tag out here. You're right about that one. I don't disagree with you. See Ramos sending it into the inside. Shane Dodger, is that who that was? No, that wasn't. Who are we looking at? Well, maybe it was. I don't know who that is. I can't look at the car number. Wes Jones. Where am I seeing? Oh yeah, Wes Jones. My bad, everybody. I'm just being silly. Okay. Also, hello. Remind me, are you Mr. Grider? If you are, you got a shout out from a friend, a secret admirer. Banning still putting that pressure on Jones ahead. Banning flipping out to the inside on turn 9. Jones more or less going to give it up. Rocco, hello. We haven't heard from Rocco in a while. Hello, Mr. Rocco. Yeah, you heard about your shout out from your secret admirer. Wes Jones side by side with Banning still as they go towards turn 11. Banning being defensive, moving back to the racing line prior to. Able to hold that position. Good to see you, Mr. Rocco. When are you going to come back and race with us? Ramirez side by side with Furnish. Furnish losing that position a little bit, but he's not going to give up. He's going to try and get a little bit of slipstream and maybe tuck back into the inside. We'll have to see. Furnish has to worry about Devin Anthony behind as well. These two have kind of gone at it back and forth. Furnish does have that damage to the front end of his car. Going to cause a little bit of time loss throughout the race. Moving up, Nicholas Dwyer, Kanya. Dwyer has moved back a couple positions, looks like. And now Martinez is in the lead for the Pro-Am split. Kanya trying to run away from these drivers. Up the hill they go. Dwyer losing a little bit of time. Kanya gaining it. And then Martinez has Gerber right ahead of him. Lots of different battles all over the track right now. Gonna move back to Devin Anthony and Doug Furnish. See how these guys get on. They go through turn 9 now. As soon as you got a direct drive wheel, you got busy with moving and stuff. Well, stop moving. Quit that stuff. Nobody likes to move. Devin Anthony falling off from Furnish ahead. Furnish still got a little bit of pressure to put onto Ramirez ahead. Dodger behind, you can see right on the tail of Casey Swanseeger. Is that how that works? Yeah, that's how it works, yep. I heard the canvases were okay. I believe Will Figgins had one for a short period. Look at this pressure Dodger's putting on. Backs out into turn 1, but now he's got to worry about Ramos right behind. Like I said, the Ams were excited going into this race thinking that there's more places to overtake, but the nature of the track with all these swivels back and forth, it's hard to get an overtake done. Well, Will Figgins asked for a ride along. We will go along board or on board with Figgins at the end of his this lap. Dwyer slipping and sliding. Looks like it was mostly just an off track. Hold your brakes, hold your brakes. He's going to the inside. Woo! That was nerve-wracking, everybody. Will Figgins trying to gain all the ground that he can. Three seconds off of Schneider ahead. Let's go ahead and go on board with Mr. Figgins. Like I said, you are seeing a lot brighter view than what the drivers are actually seeing. They see a lot darker than what we see. I have all the brightness and things turned up specifically for the stream. Missing the apex a little bit. Luckily, it's a nice long corner you can kind of trail through here. We've got an overtake battle going on between Kosovoon and Tonkin, but we may come back to that. A lot of corners you got to be very patient on before you get fully on your throttle, or you'll end up going too wide. I love this part of the track right here because you can just cut so much of it. Not really, but it just feels like you can. Down the hill, little bit of oversteer or understeer there. You can cut so much of that corner there. As he does, he runs right over the curb. I want to point out really quick while Will is driving and we're watching, Will's best lap time in this race session is a 35.677. Schneider's is a 35.190, and Schneider's last lap was a 35.257. But Will really needs to work and beat those times to try and catch up to Schneider, because he's now 4 seconds behind him. You can see him just barely around each corner. There you go, Mr. Figgins with an onboard. Furnish, Tonkin, and Devin still battling. Looks like we got Tony Danzig in the mix now too. Danzig will be leading this train of cars. Look at that huge train of cars. Ramirez may end up leading it here shortly. And then if Ramirez can catch up to James, we might see a 10-car trade. All of these drivers. Looks like Shane is caught up to Devin. Is he going to do an overtake into turn one? He is not. A lot of battling still to be had. Hard to catch a good one. We've got a lot of people. Swanseeker side by side with Banning, it looks like, or Ramos. Looks like he's able to get the overtake done, or rather, stay side by side. Look at that. You can see Banning in the back there trying to keep up with him. Ends up slipping off the track because of it. I'm glad you're enjoying your wheel, Rocco. We'd be glad to have you back. Casey Swanseeker's got a lot of pressure to put on. Ramos is right on his trail. He's got to catch back up to these drivers ahead. That little bit of side-by-side has got them out of slipstream. Going to move up now because the train is from 10th all the way to 13th. The Shane Dodger trying to get around Devin. Devin trying to get around Furnish. This is the part of the race where it's just look how close these drivers are. All of these drivers are fighting for fourth in the Pro-Ams. So from 10th place overall, that's fourth for the Pro-Ams, all the way down to 16th it would be your fourth place battle. Speaking of which, Ramos, he's getting wild, thinking about sticking his nose in. Got to worry about Banning behind as well. Through the final corner they go. Banning is right on his tail, slipping a little bit. Banning to the inside. Ramos, three-wide situation occurring. Banning backs out, thinks better of it. Banning able to get the overtake done. Or not Banning, I'm sorry. Banning is going to try and get alongside Casey. Backs out of it. That was a potential two-position loss for Casey. Luckily he didn't. Just the one. He's got to try and catch back up. Well, you got to get David racing again, too. He hasn't raced in like a series and a half. He hasn't even done stewarding. He's been busy. A little bit of stewarding, but not a lot. We are going to see David here in about 2 weeks. We're going to go out to Dakota, get to see him live and hang out with him again. We love our gentle giant. He's like Hagrid of Noobs R Us. That's what David is. He's Hagrid. Everybody loves him. Ooh, Shane Dodger spun around and we just caught the tail end of that. Let's see what happened leading up to that. Looks like Shane was trying to put pressure on Doug Furnish and just lost it on the way out of turn 10. Coaster just hosted a time attack. Well, I wasn't able to go to the time attack. We will be able to see the real-life race car that has the Noobs R Us sticker on it, so. GT3 is the end of this month. That's what we'll be seeing. Tony Danzig side by side with Ramirez. Isn't able to get an overtake done. There was a lot of defense by Ramirez ahead. Good to see Ramirez still continuing to put pressure on and race. And even though he had a falling out with the Wreck 'em race team early on, prior to us kind of taking over, he's still here. He's still charging. Good to have him here. Banning has been trying to put pressure on Casey Swanseeger this entire race, it feels like. Going to the inside of turn 8. Don't really want to be on the inside to turn 9 because then you're on the outside. Yeah, see, here we go. Ooh, looks like Casey more or less just gave him that, but Casey's going to be on the inside turn 10. Like I said, you're on the outside there. Ooh! A little bit of slippage from Casey, sending him wide into Banning. Luckily, nothing bad came of that. But Banning is now off and behind West Jones, or not West Jones, Willems now. Willems is able to get around because of that. This train of cars is still going. Seeing a lot of good racing still. Will Figgins is going to just chill. 7 seconds behind Zach Schneider. Russell Harrell is 12 seconds behind Figgins. And within 1 second of him is Austin Gerber. But Austin has had a battle behind him this entire race of Martinez and Kanya. Once again, Banning is on Casey's tail. I feel like every single turn. Banning, I believe, yeah, he's 7 positions down from where he qualified. So he definitely has the pace to get back up there. Posted a picture in general chat. Take a quick gander. Oh yeah. Alpine boys, look at David. We love our David. With that said, Devin Anthony, Doug Furnish side by side through turn 8. Devin on the outside, not able to get an overtake done. Going tight on the inside, is not able to get alongside him. There we go, onto the inside of turn 10. They're going to be side by side on the way out. Looks like that Aston's able to run away just a little bit. Now Devin's got to be defensive to Ramos behind. Going to stay to the inside here. A lot of clean battling going on between these drivers. Banning once again. Looks like something happened with Casey. He's way back there now. Banning's putting this pressure on Jake Willems. It's Kevin Willems' brother. Kevin is in the AM split. Jake is in the Pro-Am split. Kevin, Ramos, side by side into turn 1. It's a great corner to try and get an overtake done because it's so long you're able to actually get around them in the corner. Overtake complete. Devin up into 11th. Still battling between Nick Kanya and Martinez. We've got 11 minutes left in this race. If this race is anything like the AM split, we'll see 19 laps, not 17 like it's showing there. 19. Kanya slipping a little bit, losing some time. There's a train forming between 10th all the way to 14th. Banning has been the one putting the most pressure on anybody, I feel like, the entire race. He's always within 2/10 of the guy ahead of him, it seems like. Goes off track because of the pressure. Got to try and gain that ground back, but it's going to be easy enough to do with this train of cars ahead. They are all going to be battling. They're going to end up losing time. Casey Swanseger in the pits. I don't know what happened putting him there. He joined in lap 11, it looks like. So, looks like just this last lap. Must have crashed or jumped in the pits. Don't know what happened. Martinez within a half second of Gerber ahead. Fighting for that 4th place. Moving back towards this battle again for 10th place. Willems, you can see in that green BMW, trying to put some pressure on Ramos ahead. Excuse me, everybody. I'm tired. I end up yawning a bunch. I apologize. I hope everybody watching is yawning now that you're thinking about it. Go ahead, everybody yawn. Let me know in chat if you yawned. Devin Anthony still putting pressure on Furnish ahead. Like I said, these two kind of butt heads on track. They're both really great people in person, but they did a little bit of headbutting on track, and it's evident on how hard these guys are racing. Still a lot of pressure from Devin behind. Can't control me. You don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. An invalidation from Gerber. We got a battle here between Kanye and Martinez again. Man, hard to keep up with all these battles, guys. They keep closing in on each other, and I'm trying to catch all of them, but as soon as I move over, they end up falling off from each other too. So just constant. There we go. A little bit of slipping and sliding there. We may see an overtake attempt from Willems as he goes to the inside. Down the front straight there, side by side. Flashing lights of the Honda ahead. Gonna cut right in. Not able to get the overtake completed. Ramos is gonna hold that 12th place position. Not my supervisor. Hi, Sean. Why couldn't you race tonight, buddy? I saw you signed out earlier. Also, you missed the conversation in the briefing tonight. This battle right here. 10th all the way down to about 15th. You're going to see all these drivers. Family in town. Oh, gotcha. Couple of weeks, Sean. We get to go to Coda together. If for some reason I miss my flight, I'll just jump in the car with you, right? By that time, by me missing my flight, you'll be driven through town already, probably. Willems and Banning side by side. Willems putting that pressure on the inside of turn 10. Not able to keep the speed on the way out of the corner. Had a position change, it looked like, between Martinez and Gerber. Gerber in 4th. Claudia. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Once again, I'm exhausted, you guys. You're leaving Thursday. Okay. I have Thursday off. I will not be leaving on Thursday, though. But I do have Thursday off. I have a meeting for some things. Detail business. We're going to be meeting with a potential supplier for product. So that'll be cool. Devin Anthony still putting that pressure on Furnish ahead. A lot of pressure this entire race. Tony Danzig ahead. Yellow flag. I see some headlights the wrong direction. Oh! Oh my goodness! What just happened? Let's back that up, guys. I want to see what happened here. We'll do it from helicam view here because we'll see Tony Danzig backward as we enter this corner. Oh, and then he just got rear-ended. Oh no. Devin Anthony losing those positions because of that. Nick Kanya as well. What happened here, Mr. Nick? Let's back this up too and see what happened with Nick. Up the hill they go. And just slips. He just loses it. These cold tracks are really getting to these drivers. Man. That's going to split up the track even further. A lot of drivers now kind of outside of their trains that are kind of splitting up. Kanya again, off track. Take a deep breath, brother man. Oh, he returned to the pits. It's one of those, oh, well, I'm not first. I'm going to go ahead and be last and just return to the pits. I don't know if he was meatballed. Who knows? Very well could have been. He'll jump in chat and tell us. Won't you, Nick? Willems putting that pressure on Banning ahead. Banning has been dishing out all of the pressure, but now he's on the receiving end. He's going to have, there he goes. Willems is considering going for an overtake. And see, Banning has gone wide because of that. It's exactly what you want to do. He wasn't able to capitalize on it, but we'll see what happens. They continue on. 4 minutes left in the race. Oh, Willems getting too much grass, losing time because of it. Trying to gain it back on the way out. He does. He gains a lot of it. Right back up on Banning's tail up over the hill. These two cars are just so quiet, you guys. I feel like the BMWs are like the quietest cars in the game. In real life, they were nice and loud and noisy. The pressure. He's right back, putting that pressure back on Banning. He's got to make sure he doesn't hit the grass and go off track again to continue and be consistent with that pressure and try and get Banning to just make a mistake. 4 minutes. We're on lap 16 of 17 is what it says. Like I said, I think there's going to be about 19. We got another incident with Tony Danzig. And no, let's see what happened between these two drivers. Looks like Tony Danzig slipped off and no followed. Nobody touched anybody. It was just self-induced for both drivers. Furnish getting around Ramos. Looks like it was more or less a position give. Luxury cars. And then Gerber. We're trying to catch up to Russell Harrell. Harrell hasn't really had any pressure, any battling to do, so he's been fairly alone. But now Russell has Gerber right behind him battling for that third place. Tonkin wasn't there. No, Tonkin wasn't there. Tonkin was at the beginning of the race and is no longer in the race. Dane Dodger, another driver that's been constantly pressuring other drivers. Wes Jones in the mix here too. Wes came into the season, he finished third overall in the AMs last season. Is now racing in the Pro-Ams. He wasn't feeling comfortable moving into that split, which, I mean, it's a nervous thing to do, right? You're moving up and racing against faster people, but he's holding his own. He's not in last. He's doing a good job, so good to see Wes Jones continuing to put down some laps and race within our community. Payne going to the inside through turn 9. Once again, you're going to be on the outside through turn 10. Tony Danzig, another yellow flag. We're not even going to look at it. I'm fairly sure that was self-induced as well. Lizzie. Hola, Lizzie. We're going to be seeing Lizzie here in a couple weeks, too. I'm excited. Going to be awesome. Excited to see you, Lizzie. How's racing in the Women's League been? Dane still trying to keep that pressure on. I'm going to move up, though. We got Banning and Furnish. Furnish being defensive into turn 1. Yeah, we're stoked. Stoked about Coda. It's going to be great. Banning has just constantly been putting pressure on somebody this entire race. So I feel like he's in a comfort zone right now. So coming back next season, woo, we're going to be happy to have you back. Side-by-side action between Ramirez and Banning. Looks like Ramirez backed out of that, though. But now Ramirez has Willems behind to worry about. You can see Willems going over the hill right behind Tony Danzig, off again, spinning out and into the pits. Tony has just self-induced this entire time. Willems rear-ending Ramirez. Ramirez looks like he was able to survive that. My goodness, I thought we were about to see some bouncing off the walls, but luckily we didn't see any of that. Tony is just a constant yellow flag. He's just sitting here. He's waiting for the end of the race. He's going to wait until the leader comes past. Nope. He decided not to. He went to the pits. Oh, no. Tony Danzig went to the pits. Final lap. We're on lap 18. The pressure is still on. Zach Schneider is in first, ahead of 17th. That's who he's lapped. 17th is Casey Swanseger. He's 8 seconds ahead of Will Figgins in second. Russell Harrell in third. Gerber in fourth. Side by side going on into turn one. Doug Furnish and Banning. They're going to be side by side on the way out as well. It's going to give Furnish the... Oh, there it is! The bonk, the slip. Banning is around. Completely backwards. Final lap. Losing a position or two. Needs to wait. Get out of the way. He's losing a couple extra positions. Trying to recover and get going. Now he's in an okay spot. My goodness. That was wild. Zach Schneider coming across the start-finish line. In first. Figgins doing his fast drifting and zigzagging in second. He is happy with that place. Russell Harrell has Gerber right behind him. He's going to come out of the final corner and take third. Gerber will be in fourth. 12 seconds in trail is Martinez. Martinez flashing his lights and enjoy as well. Top five for Martinez. First place for the Pro-Am split. James Casaboon in sixth. Sorry about that, everybody. And seventh is going to be Furnish, which is going to be second place. Oops, sorry about that again. I was trying to take a screenshot. So he is in second place overall for the Pro-Ams. Woolham's coming across in sixth. Evan Anthony in third for the Pro-Ams, I believe. Maybe I did that wrong. I don't know. People are leaving. People are joining. It's getting wild. They're crossing the line now all together, everybody. Finishing the race out. Last but not least is Emmanuel Ramirez finishing up his lap now. Coming out of turn 10 all alone. A lot of damage to his car. But because he didn't pit, he will end up getting 14th. Great racing all around, everybody. That was a great night. This is our penultimate race. So next week will be a finale at Nürburgring GP. Ooh, my goodness, Ramirez. Hopefully he's okay. There you go. Cross that our finish line, buddy. Last to cross, but not least for sure. There we go. We'll round out our penultimate race. With that said, I'm going to pull some podium drivers in to chat with me. Get these podiums pulled in. I just want to say hello to everybody. Zach, hello.
Hello.
Will, hello.
Hola.
Russell, hello.
Hello.
Zach, you came in first in the last race, but Will said he finished ahead of you in the first race. How did that happen? How did you let that? How did you let that slip?
Just got a bad start, and even though I was faster, I just have no straight line speed. So unless he makes a mistake, I'm pretty much just stuck there. He did a really good job. Well, defending a couple times, he did a really good job. Other than that, I just couldn't get past him. Not fast enough in the straights.
Second race, you were able to just run away and do your normal Zach taking a nap kind of thing. So, but wish we had seen the first race. I would like to have seen the battling going on. But Will, how are you feeling about tonight? First and second, two races. With that said, you're technically first because Zach is a wild card. So how are you feeling?
Pretty good. The first race tonight, I think, has been or is my best race I've ever raced. Second race was good. I just, Zach got off the start better, and he just drove away with it. He's the faster driver. It's how it goes, unfortunately.
This is the way it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
With all that said, how are you feeling about moving into the Nürburgring next week, the GP?
I'm not extremely experienced on the track, so it's a little rough. And of course, the standings of it's the final race. The standings are pretty close between myself and the other the other pro drivers at the top, fighting for the championship. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. Just wishing myself the best. Need to put in some practice.
Well, good luck next week. I'd like to talk to Mr. Russell. Russell, you came in third overall, right? So you're doing pretty freaking good. You got moved to the pro split. I think you got moved to Pro-Am and then Pro within like a season. Is that right, or am I mistaken?
I got moved to Pro-Am like at the beginning of last season, and then I got moved to Pro at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, you're doing great, and finishing top 3 overall tonight's race. You had Gerber right behind you for the majority of the race, but not a lot of pressure. It didn't seem like you guys were kind of both chilling. Did you feel any major pressure with Gerber right behind you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've never driven this track before today, and it is something. I mean, I am like drenched in sweat right now. But yeah, the first race, I missed a braking zone T1, and that was because of Gerber putting pressure on me then, before he crashed out. I think it was him. I don't remember. But yeah, I finished P9 first race, P3 second race. I'm honestly just glad I survived because this track is kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, a lot of the AMs were talking about. They were excited about this race because it was different than Zolder last week, and they were like, "Well, this could be easier to pass," and that kind of thing. And they went into it and they learned tonight that passing was definitely difficult. So you had to learn that as well, but you still were able to get a podium out of it. So good job, Mr. Russell.
Yes, sir.
Martinez Aguedo, hello. How are you?
Fine. Very happy.
Yeah, I saw you weaving and flashing your lights and stuff at the end. So you did pretty good. You got first place in the Pro-Am split. So you did a great job.
Thank you.
Oh,
Two races very, very hard, and I'm very tired. But it's for me it's the first time that I'm racing with in pro EMs.
Yep. Well, you did a great
And
job. We're happy to have you here. You're doing a
thank
good
you.
job moving up. So I'm excited to see how you do next week and then next season as well. So good job, Mr. Martinez.
I'll be there.
Yes.
Thank you.
James Casaboon,
Bye.
he says he got a podium first race. He did. He got third, I believe. Is that correct? Third overall, or am I missing that?
No, yeah, that's right. Third overall. I definitely, with everybody having issues in the race one, I was able to, it's hard to pass. It made it so it was very easy because everybody kind of just moved out of the way.
Kind of Moses style, huh? So,
Yeah,
second race, he came in what, fifth overall? Am I
fifth, I
saying?
believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
believe
I mean, still really good. No bonks, no Tonkin bonkins like we've seen, what, 2-3 seasons ago. So you're doing a great job staying consistent. You and Will both.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys staying consistent and battling for those top 5 at least positions. So you guys are doing great.
Yeah, it was first race was a lot more fun. I did get into an accident lap 1, turn 1 of the race too, but I gotta go back and look at that. And then I had an actual accident. I got like 17 seconds of damage, which is
Well,
kind of
go-
hard to pull back from.
Go review your replays and go make your reports while I talk to Mr. Mackey. Hello, Mackey. Hello. You got second overall in race 1. Did you come in podium in race 2 at all?
No, I got kind of assassinated in that second hairpin in race 2.
Okay.
Got back
So
up to
race
so
1,
very
let's
quickly.
take a look here. You were set 1.7 seconds off of Allenson, if I remember right, and you guys battled nearly the
I think I
whole
was within a
race.
Yeah, I think I was within a second the entire race.
Yeah, yeah. That was a wild battle to watch. You guys were battling the entire time. No way to really get around. And then
Yeah.
while third
Mhm.
place was like 3 seconds behind you, third and fourth were battling too. So you guys did a good job continuing to put pressure on each other. Did you think at any point you were going to be able to get around Allenson, or was it just one of those frustrated because of the track layout moments?
There was like 1 or 2 times I think I saw him make a little mistake, and I got a little too excited and put a little too much throttle in, and just kind of, you know, spun a little bit. But
Yep.
it was, yeah. Even so, I don't know if I would have been able to get by. He barely put a foot wrong.
Yeah, you guys did a great job staying consistent the entire time. Mackie, how are you feeling about going to the Nürburgring GP track next week, combined up with everybody on track, 40-ish drivers?
Well, I hope it goes better than Monza, because
Well,
that
Monza is just
didn't go so
Monza.
great.
Maybe we get rid of Monza overall. Don't know yet. We've got to find a good replacement for it. But
Yeah, it's that second chicane. I just got like spun around. I got rear-ended and spun around, and then just
well,
not great.
have you raced at the GP Nürburgring GP before?
I mean, just single player. I guess last season was the first time I've ever done any multiplayer stuff.
Okay, well, we're happy to have you. Excited to see how you do, and get ready to move
Yes,
into the
thanks, man.
pro-ams next season. You got one more race and see how we go.
All right, sick.
All right, good luck. Thank you guys for
Thanks.
joining me in the booth tonight.
All right.
With that
Later.
said, thank you, viewers, for joining us and watching tonight. I'm going to find us somebody to host so we can send our love to somebody else. Sim Racing Alliance is racing again. They usually say hi to us, or at least some of their viewers do. Let's see who else is like to get a driver tonight. What do we got? It's driving. Be back. Stream clip. Let's see. Spa instead of Monza. Yeah, Spa's a finale for Series 1. We can't just put Spa in the middle of the race. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead and throw out a there we go. I don't know who this person is. They look brand new. I don't see a camera or anything, so let's go give them some love. Send them a follow. This is going to be Naki0310. So go say hi to them. They look like they're fairly new in a GT4 at Nürburgring. So if you guys haven't seen the track before, that's what it's going to be. We'll figure out a track, James. There will be something. Thank you guys for being here. Go over there and say hi to Naki.